everyone. So first off, long time no see. Sorry that it's been a while. I actually was at Playlist this last weekend and I knew February was gonna be crazy like this, but I was at Playlist and then I came back and then I got sick with the Playlist bug that I swear goes around like every year at Playlist. People are always getting sick. So I got sick, Dan got sick. You can kind of still hear it a little bit in my voice. And of course, then it became my time of the month. So double whammy, really exciting. But I wanted to let you guys know a couple quick things before we jump right in. First one, I did vlog a little baby bit at Playlist, so I'm gonna be posting that on my vlog channel. We vlogged over Christmas here on my main channel, but we are gonna keep vlogging on my actual like vlog channel, which is just youtube.com/thephilippis. Second thing is, if you are new to my channel, this month I am doing a theme called Follow Your Dreams February. So if you wanna hear me talk for 1,012 minutes about the importance of staying curious and how that really affects your ability to not only follow your dreams, but also just create the life that you want, then stay tuned till the end of the video because I'm going to be talking about that. I don't know why I'm so enthusiastic, and yeah, it's good to be enthusiastic. Yeah. So let's hop into the video and I'll see the rest of you guys at the end. Alright, so the first breakfast treat we are going to be making is this peanut butter, banana, and chia toast. So you're going to need bananas, peanut butter, chia seeds, and a bread of your choice. I am using a gluten-free bread, and you have to turn up the heat on the gluten-free bread to make it toast the way I like it. So while that's toasting, I am peeling and dicing up a banana. This recipe is super simple and super yummy. So once the toast pops up, I like my bread pretty toasty, I am going to smear, that's a gross word, some peanut butter all over my toast, as much as you like, obviously, but I like to lay it on pretty thick. And then you lay on your bananas just right across the toast, like so. I'm only making one piece, by the way, but for breakfast I would probably make two. And then I'm going to take some Mama Chia chia seeds, sprinkle them on the top. Super easy, super fast, super healthy. Breakfast number uno. Ooh. That's me really enjoying myself, guys. I'm very happy right now. Alright, so breakfast number 2 is a fruit, yogurt, and granola parfait. So I'm taking an assortment of berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, honey, Greek yogurt, and vanilla granola. So I'm starting up by dicing up my strawberries. I'm cutting the stem off and then cutting them in half and in half again. And then I'm scooping some unsweetened plain Greek yogurt and drizzling some honey over the top, just a little bit drizzled. And then I'm adding some Udi's gluten-free vanilla granola. This stuff is so good. And then I'm topping the granola with all of my berries. Super simple. Well, it's really healthy, full of protein, super yummy. How many times can I say yummy? All right, moving on to I call this like a tropical paradise smoothie. So here are all the ingredients you're gonna need. I'm gonna start by putting strawberries into my magic bullet, and then I'm putting some kiwi in as well. I don't think this is the way you really should do kiwi. You should probably use a spoon, but sometimes I like squeezing out my kiwi. So then I'm adding some Greek yogurt and some more chia seeds, as well as some honey to sweeten up the Greek yogurt a little bit, a bunch of coconut water. That's me shaking up my orange juice, and then adding a splash of OJ on top, and then blending it up. Guys, this stuff is so good. I think you're gonna love it. Alright, so my very last easy breakfast is this cilantro and egg delight. That's not a very good name, but these are all the ingredients you're gonna need. So I'm starting off once again by toasting my gluten-free toast, turning up the temperature a little bit, and I'm turning on a pan and drizzling it with olive oil. Now, while that olive oil heats up, I'm gonna take some cilantro and I'm gonna cut it, dice it, I don't know what you call it, but I'm chopping it up. And then once the oil has had a little bit of a chance to heat, I'm going to break an egg into the pan. Now, while that is cooking, I am spreading some of my Greek yogurt and cream cheese blend all over the toast that popped up. And then I'm flipping my egg over to the other side just for like a couple of seconds. And then I flip it onto the toast. And then the very last step, I told you guys this was easy, I am drizzling, I don't know what the term is, some cilantro all over my toast. This is so simple, so good, so fulfilling, and I think it's one of my absolute favorite new breakfasts. I think it would be Bowser's too. He really wanted some. All right, hello, I'm back and ready to talk at your faces. Okay, so if you watched the last video, which was the first Follow Your Dreams February video, you're probably like, wait, Nikki, I thought that you were going to talk to us about practically following your dreams and about how to actually make that happen. Maybe you weren't even actually thinking that, maybe you totally forgot about that, but that was what I said that the next video was going to be. Well, I actually filmed that video and I sat down to edit it and it just wasn't right. So I am refilming it and it will be going up very soon. But I actually think that today's topic is actually a really good, like another good precursor to that discussion. Because that desire, that true and genuine curiosity that I think we all need to work on and continue to foster can actually help make those practical steps even more effective. It can make them have like more oomph, which I guess is the same thing as more effective, but more oomph. That being said, I do think that there are times where we just need to do something and we just need to make it happen regardless of how we feel. But I think that there are things that you can do to help make yourself feel like it. And feeling like doing something and developing that fire and that passion and that drive is never a bad thing, and it can often propel you even harder towards your dreams, towards the life that you're trying to create. I just said that, I think that's my second time saying that, but yeah. All right, second thing, your guys' comments. As usual, I feel like I always say, I'm always like, wow, but I don't really know quite else. Like, I love how I say I don't know what else to say and I'm about to go on a long tangent about it. I was actually very nervous to put up my last video. Don't get me wrong, I actually get nervous before I put up every video, but that video in particular, I was very nervous to put it up and I actually sat there editing it and I wondered if it was a mistake. Like I genuinely was telling people in my life, like I think I may end up regretting putting this video up. I was wondering if it was a mistake to share my dreams because as I stated in that video, I'm scared. And honestly guys, your support, like it blew me away. I feel so corny saying all this, but it blew me away. I don't know why, but I feel like whenever you go out on a limb and you're gonna do something scary or tell people what you're doing, I just kind of like, I expected like a million mean comments consisting of like, who do you think you are? And what makes you think you can do that? Which I think is kind of funny because I think that everybody feels that way regardless of if you're on YouTube or not. I think those are just thoughts and fears that everybody deals with when they're going out on a limb and going after their dreams and doing something that scares them. Which, complete side note, I actually heard Rick Warren say today that, you know, chasing after your dreams and following those, like fighting against, or not your dreams, sorry, back up. I actually heard Rick Warren say today that fighting against your fears is actually a form of following your dreams because usually fears and dreams go hand in hand and you're usually afraid of what you want to do. I'm grossly generalizing, but it kind of goes into what we were talking about with fears. And you guys were so overly supportive of me, and I just want to say, not only I really appreciate that, it means a lot to me, but I also really appreciated your guys' openness and your honesty on what you want to do this year, what you want to work on, and how you want to actually bring those dreams to life and stop them from just being asleep in your brain, how you want to actually make them happen. And that was really inspiring to me because I know that's scary to put that out there and to tell people. Why is my hand itching so much? Can you see that? It's bright red. I don't know what's going on. I'm like so nervous I'm getting a rash on my hand. So yeah, all right guys, awesome. I'm gonna do an awkward segue now into today's topic. So you may be wondering what curiosity and following your dreams has to do with making breakfast. Don't worry though, I'm gonna tell you. You won't have to wonder anymore. So how many of you guys have heard of cross-training? Kind of a rhetorical question because I realize you can't really answer my question right now through the computer screen. You could in the comments, but I'm about to answer it anyways. If you haven't heard of cross-training, maybe you already know. If you don't know, cross-training is where you work in one field, but you train in another because it is complementary to your main focus. For example, when I was a dancer, I would cross-train by cycling and lifting weights because both of those activities were complementary to dancing. I wasn't trying to be a professional cyclist or weightlifter, but cycling increased my aerobic stamina, which helped me perform longer routines with less fatigue, and lifting weights helped to strengthen my muscles, not only so I can prevent injuries and hopefully, keep myself strong, but also so that I could lunge deeper and leap higher and be more of a dynamic dancer all around. So that is cross training. And I actually think cross training is a really great principle that can be applied to all areas of life. I think that there are things that we can do and activities that we can implement into our life to cross train and help, like I just said, all areas of life, relationships, career, etc. I can't think of anything else. Just basically your life in general. Now, there are so many different ways in life you can cross-train when you're focusing on principles, because much of life, or I'm gonna say all of life, is in the eye of the beholder and kind of what you take away from it, or what you choose to take away from a situation. So, follow me here, we're gonna start connecting some dots. Making breakfast, trying out new breakfasts is not a prescription to develop curiosity in your life. That's not going to necessarily just make you a more curious person, but it definitely is one way to cross-train and develop that curiosity. I think it is something you could definitely do and try out. I don't know if this is going to make sense exactly, but the actions can really be tailored to you because it is what you make of it. That being said, if we're gonna roll with the whole breakfast initiative, here are some of the reasons that I think researching new recipes, trying new things out, and just making something new can help spike your curiosity levels in life. 1, breakfast is a super important meal for your body. You are kickstarting your metabolism, and you are also refueling after a night of fasting and giving your body the energy it needs to kick butt during the day. Taking the time to make yourself research something new and then implementing it into your life, no matter what it is so inspiring. It's basically like instant gratification and almost an instant win that you can fuel your hunger to learn more and then take action. That feeling can then bleed over into your other endeavors and cause you to want to research more in general, to develop more curiosity. Plus, because as I mentioned, breakfast is just so good for you, besides the emotional side effects of curiosity and feeling accomplished, you're also doing something great for your body. And guys, don't forget, the way that you treat your body directly affects your brain. You want your brain to function at its optimal levels, and the only way that it can do that is if you slow down and take the time to nourish your body. Taking care of yourself is not weak. Taking care of yourself, eating right, sleeping, like making sure you're getting enough sleep, working out, is investing in your future, in your dreams. Recognizing that connection and that the little decisions that you make on a daily basis are not island decisions. They are domino decisions that knock into each other and directly affect each other and affect the bigger picture is so important. Knowing that is not only crucial to following and achieving your dreams, but it's also important in keeping that spark in everyday life alive. Number 3, that is actually 6, but number 3. Speaking of keeping the dream alive and choosing to stay curious and implementing new things, I want to focus on that more. Following your dreams is not always glamorous. In fact, sometimes it is the exact opposite of glamorous. It's hard and no one sees your vision and you are so far from where you want to be. But I think the amazing thing that comes with recognizing that all the daily little decisions that you make affect the bigger picture is the fact that it can keep you motivated and inspired and enjoying everyday life when you're not at your destination and when things aren't glamorous. Because after all, that corny saying that says life is about the journey, not the destination, is true. You have to find ways to enjoy your everyday life and enjoy the life you have right now while continuing to move forward. It's a balance. And I think that making that connection that I mentioned is the way to do it. It brings meaning and purpose to your days. Things don't feel pointless or meaningless when you make that connection. But on the flip side, time doesn't fly away from you while your dream becomes more and more unattainable daily because you're not even taking actions to get there in the first place. I think that it's a really good balance, if that makes sense. Connecting a bigger purpose to daily activities can give your life purpose and make it easier and more enjoyable to do those activities. In my opinion, making curiosity a part of your daily lifestyle can affect your life positively in so many ways. After all, following your curiosity is a very important part of waking up your dreams. So yeah, speaking of which, okay, so that's the end of that little blabber, but I've been watching something interesting lately as I address my bando. Oh, let me show you guys something really quickly before I tell you this. I found this top on ASOS, and then I found this skirt like 2 weeks ago at Forever 21, and they match top, skirt. Woohoo! It's really cute. I'm really excited about that because it was a fluke and I bought them like 4 months apart. Really random. Anyways, I wanted to share something with you guys at the very end of this video to everyone who happens to still be watching and is interested in these things. Speaking of curiosity, Dan and I love watching documentaries on Netflix, and we stumbled across a documentary. It's a History Channel documentary called The Men Who Built America, and it's really awesome because even though, you know, all historical things, history is still through someone else's eyes who wasn't there, and it's broad brush strokes. And there's definitely a little bit of like tainting on some things because they don't know, they weren't there. That's how I always feel when I watch history things. But the general gist of the documentary is really awesome because I didn't know about a whole lot about the Industrial Revolution and the way that these different figures in America interacted with each other. I thought of all these people like Carnegie and Ford and Rockefeller. I thought of all these people as completely separate entities, not people who had anything to do with each other. And this documentary is really amazing because they talk about it's an interesting kind of correlation to what we're talking about. These people who built something massive out of nothing, and regardless of whether you think that the way that they did it was wrong or right, it's just fascinating to watch that go down. And it's a 4-part miniseries, and it's filmed really beautifully, and they have different business people in our generation kind of commentating on it. Mark Cuban, I feel like I have to sneeze. It's coming. It's gone. Donald Trump and Steve Wynn. It's a really interesting documentary, and it's unisex. So for all you girls out there with your boyfriends or your husbands or your brothers, I think that both sexes can enjoy this, and anything for that matter, but it's just Dan and I are enjoying it together. So I'm closing this out by saying curiosity is a very important part of life, and if you can learn how to foster curiosity and always stay curious your whole life, it will serve you well no matter what you're aspiring to do. Anything you want to do, if you stay curious, it will be a good thing for you in your life. So go ahead, guys, leave a comment down below if you have anything to comment on anything I talked about in the video. If you had some time to think about what you're dreaming of doing this year and now you want to contribute to what you've thought about, if you've made any progress forward on any of the projects you commented on in the last video, I would love to hear that in the comment section. Believe it or not, there are so many of you guys who leave comments frequently on my videos that I know who you are. Like, there's a lot of people, it's like, I see you commenting on all my videos, and I love reading the comments. And I've mentioned this before, I have my creator app open like all the time, reading what everybody has to say, because it's so interesting to hear what you guys are doing, your thoughts on things. Even if they're counter to mine, it's very fascinating to me. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, please. I will see you all very soon. Be sure to use the hashtag. We were using FYD February, now we're using FYDF because the tweets have been so long, so sorry for the change, but the quotes that I've wanted to put out, it's hard with long hashtags, and we just kind of changed it up. So I will see you all very soon. I have a bunch more videos planned for the month. There will hopefully not be a gap like this again, although Dan and I are taking a 4-day staycation next week for our 7-year wedding anniversary, so I won't be on the internet really much for 4 days, at least on here. I'll probably be on like Instagramming everything, so whenever I have time to chill out, I Instagram like a crazy person. Yeah, I told you I talk for a billion minutes. I'll see you later. I love you guys. Bye.